Hello, what's up guys? I'm Kyle from KGR, and today we are taking a look at the Ultimagear Millennium Puzzle. Now, this is a product that I've been waiting for 6 months, or more realistically, my whole life. Sure, this thing was announced 6 months ago, but I have been waiting for something like this for my whole childhood. We had other Millennium Puzzles in the past, like there was one that was made specifically for a costume that was like out of foam, and that was cool, but it had the front on all 4 sides, which I guess is practical, so I guess it's good, but it's not a real replica, so it's not exactly what I wanted, but it did its job. But now that we're all adults and we have adult money, we need this. But my biggest concern when this thing was announced is, can it stay together once it's assembled? Because they showed off a video with a prototype in hand, and it looks great, but there are giant gaps in between the cracks, and she is holding very, very carefully. I have bought now how many Bandai figures in the past where the promo pictures definitely was deceptive compared to the final product. So, is it good? Can it stay together? How does it look after it's done? Well, let's find out. Normally, I don't pay attention to the box when it comes to the reviews, but I feel like going over the box is a little bit necessary. First up, this illustration that we see on the front. This was made specifically for this product, and it is absolutely gorgeous. I love this art so much. And of course, we see the Millennium Puzzle itself, but the ring light shining effect, that's not included, so don't worry about that. Now down here, there's a lot of Japanese, but thankfully there is a crap ton of English. But down here, it says how it's a plastic model kit, which is a little obvious. How it's a puzzle, that is also obvious. However, it does not come with an answer. There is paperwork inside here, I'll show you that later. But none of it is going to teach you how to solve the Millennium Puzzle yourself. You are on your own, just like Yugioh. Well, I kind of want to say that, but the internet exists. And before I even got mine, people were already solving this Millennium Puzzle. It was absolutely bonkers. But also on the front of it, it kind of goes over exactly how it works. So first up, you're going to be taking the runners and you're going to be snapping off each piece. And then you're going to be taking each piece that you take off the runners and put them together. And then you're going to have your set of pieces. There are 33 pieces in this Millennium Puzzle, but I'll give you a hint when it comes to solving the Millennium Puzzle. Only 4 pieces are only on the inside. And then, bing bada boom, you make the Millennium Puzzle and it looks beautiful. And we get more promo art, but on the back it shows you what it comes with. But we're gonna go over that by actually unboxing thing. I mean, we also have another side of just the promo art, which I'm happy they put this on at least 3 sides of the box because it is beautiful. They have to make use of every dollar they invested making this artwork. So when you open the box, obviously there's going to be some plastic, like some plastic wrapping. I don't have that plastic wrapping anymore. However, you are going to have 5 of these runners and you got to snap off each piece. Now, before I go further into the model kit aspect of this, I want to fair warn a lot of people, this is my very first model kit when it comes to being an adult. So for those who are possibly afraid of this might be too challenging to assemble, the model kit aspect of it is very, very straightforward. In fact, you almost don't need the instructions. However, I do recommend the instructions on the very last piece, the base with the hook and everything, because that part in particular, I did mess up a little bit, so pay attention on that one. It looks intimidating, but follow along and it is very easy. So you get 5 of these runners, and you also get a little bit of paperwork. The first thing you're going to see is an advertisement for the gold sarcophagus model kit they're also making. And I've already did a video covering that, at least the announcement of it. We're still waiting for pre-orders to go up as of this recording, so we'll see when that happens. But also on the back, they're like, hey, Bandai also has some other model kits based on your favorite characters from Demon Slayer or Dragon Ball Super. But Ultimagear is kind of like Proplica, but model kits. They mainly go after one-for-one replicas of things in anime, but as of right now, they only have 2 products, and only one's released. And then the other side of paperwork you're going to be getting is the instruction manual on how to assemble the pieces from the runners, not how to solve the puzzle. So you open it up, and it gives you black and white, but clear instructions on how to assemble each piece once you take them off the runners. This page in particular, pay very close attention to. And then on the back of it, over here, we have a checklist of each piece, which they have it numbered, which I do recommend actually holding on to this because this is kind of important. I'll get more into that later. And then more of what everything comes with and how to assemble a model kit. And pay attention to exactly which pieces you cut off. Yeah, pay attention exactly, like, don't nip off more than you should, because that might be an easy mistake that you can make. But as long as you're following the instructions, everything should be fine. As a novice when it comes to model kits, anybody who's new to model kits can definitely do this. And then once you have all 33 of your pieces together, and eventually you solve the Millennium Puzzle, it's gonna look kinda something like this. Now this is how it's gonna look when you snip it off the runners and put it together and there's no painting. I didn't paint mine, I didn't sand mine down for a couple of reasons. Number one, I want this to be as representative as possible to what you're gonna get realistically once you get this assembled as any other novice who might be getting into this for the first time like I am. And also more importantly, I never done it before and I was afraid I was gonna scratch off a lot of the polished paint that has been on here, and I'm afraid of messing it up, so I am not doing that. Maybe I will pay one of my co-workers to do it because I have plenty of friends that actually do model kits very well. But I do want to take a closer look at this so you can see all the nicks that are going to be there if you don't sand it, because there are a lot. But like I was saying earlier, all but 4 pieces of the Millennium Puzzle that you saw in that 33-piece picture is all here. But let's take a closer look real quick. And here's a closer look at the Millennium Puzzle. So, as you can tell, it looks fantastic. The paint itself, which even then, it's not even painted. Like, it's already one color for you, and it looks really great. I can see, like, the fusion type of thing that's happening with the color. I'm not entirely sure how to feel about that. I'm personally okay with it, but if you're not into that, then that's completely understandable. But if you take a closer look, you can see, like, right here, right here, right here. Pretty much along the whole top of this, you can definitely see a bunch of those little nicks that you get when you take your snippers and just take them off the runners. And I also have 3 of them on the hook itself. And if you rotate it around, you're definitely going to see more of these nicks as well. So getting it straight out of the box like this and just nipping it off and just leaving it alone like that, it definitely doesn't look as polished and as beautiful as it could be. But there are some people that have already sanded it down, already repainted it, and believe me, when they do that, it definitely looks beautiful. But this is how it's going to look straight out of the box if you don't do anything like that. And I mean, I'm mostly okay with it. If I could sand those down and still retain this glossy finish that this has, I'll be happy. But the question is, how accurate is it as well? Well, when it comes to, like, the outside of it, it is 100% accurate. It is dead on to how it looks in either in the show or the movies, manga, however you consume your Yu-Gi-Oh. Or more realistically, when it comes to physical form of it, whether it be, like, different trophies that you get from Yu-Gi-Oh tournaments that are the Millennium Puzzle, or when it comes to other different types of Millennium Puzzle replicas. When it comes to the outside, it is dead on. When it comes to how the puzzle comes together itself, I don't think there's like a clear set diorama or clear set puzzle setup. I don't know exactly what words I'm looking for, but point is, I don't think there is a clear way on how the Millennium Puzzle is supposed to be when it comes to its pieces, besides the front piece that is absolutely famous. But I feel like they did a good job making a good replica. This is probably the most realistic puzzle we're gonna have. There's some people that have done 3D prints or stuff like that, and they've done a decent job, but I feel like this is gonna be the most realistic puzzle that we're gonna have. Now, if they make one out of all these pieces right here, and they make it out of metal, then I would definitely double dip and buy another one, because that sounds absolutely amazing. But the question is, how difficult is this puzzle? It all depends on how you are, I guess, when it comes to 3D puzzles. Now, before I did this, you know those little ball 3D puzzles that you'd get from like a gumball machine, unless you're too young to see those? I always got them. I took them apart, and then they went in the trash because I couldn't redo it. So figuring this out took me a while. This took me probably like 3 to 4 hours to figure out, and even then, there were some parts that like I thought I was right on, but no, I was dead wrong. I mean, I was close, but I was wrong. However, if you do lose your patience and you do not know how to do it and you just give up at that point and you felt like you wasted your money and you just want to know an answer, like I said earlier in the video, there are dozens of people who have already figured this out, whether it be on TikTok or YouTube. TikTok is like no more than 3 minutes, so I will find you a YouTube video. In fact, actually, before I recorded this video, I was actually looking through a bunch of videos and see which one would probably be the best. And there's one that I found that's about 5 minutes long, and it's probably the most like well-paced, I should say, video, because not only is it not too long, but also he goes over like exactly which pieces you gotta grab from the numbers. So I recommend putting all your pieces in numerical order, like how they show up in the manual, and then watch the video. He'll tell you what numbered pieces to grab, and then he'll teach you step by step on how to assemble it. It's actually not too difficult. And then I've disassembled and reassembled this thing multiple times because I paid a lot of money for this, and I'm gonna get every bit of enjoyment. I've waited a very long time for this. I've solved this puzzle at least 5 times already, and I've gotten faster and faster each time. I am making sure that this is grilled into my memory for at least hopefully a couple of years. But my biggest concern that I had with this thing before it came out is, does it stay together? Well, I'm going to show you right now. This thing is solid. When you're getting close to finishing this thing and you're having a hard time keeping these 3 walls up, it's gonna feel like it doesn't stay together and you lose your faith. However, the second to last piece that you put in is gonna be the tip, as well as the 2 pieces down here that is below the eye. Those all go in at once, and it's a struggle getting those in. But once you get those in and you put in the eye, it's solid. It will not come apart. And honestly, I actually have a good struggle actually taking this thing apart. This thing is solid. I mean, you can take it apart, definitely, but I don't feel like doing that. I want to keep it together for a while. If you want to use this for cosplay, you definitely can. This will definitely be the most accurate like Millennium Puzzle out there. But when it comes to actually like putting a chain through this, good luck with that. I mean, technically, it might be possible. Maybe. Actually, I'm not too sure about that. The only way that I could possibly think of when it comes to putting a chain on this is probably not going to be a real chain, though. Here, there was a Millennium Puzzle that I had when I was younger that was foam that I was mentioning earlier in the video. There is a plastic chain on that one, but one of the chains is actually Velcro and it comes apart. So if you do want to take that chain and put that on this, you probably can do that. In fact, I ordered one specifically so I can do that. I'm just not sure if the hole is going to be big enough to do that. So if you do want to grab that Millennium Puzzle, I'll put an affiliate link in the description so it helps me out a little bit. It's only 10 bucks too, so 10 bucks for like an extra Millennium Puzzle that's foam, as well as having a chain that can go with your good Millennium Puzzle. Yeah, you can definitely do that. Also, if this is your first model kit and you don't have anything to cut these things off the runners, I will also provide a link in the description to the little nipper set that I bought. That'll be in the description as well. That's probably like $7 or $9, something like that. And using that kit, like, I had no issue like putting this thing together. I also wish it would have came with a display stand, because as of right now, it just sits on my desk like that, and sure, it's a Millennium Puzzle and it looks cool, but I think it deserves a lot more respect than that. I can't really find anything good to display it at all. The only thing that I can think of that you could possibly rig together is, you know, like when you go to a local pizza shop and they have those little things that look like little like white tables on top of your pizza. I would say go to your local pizza shop and see if you can get one of those. I gotta test that. But as of right now, my local pizza place, the family's on vacation. So I've already delayed this video enough, so I don't feel like delaying this even more. But give it a shot. You might have to do a little bit of modifications to it to make it look good, but you can do it, hopefully. So, do I recommend buying the Ultimagear Millennium Puzzle? Absolutely. Hands down. It's definitely cool. But wait on it. I am hoping that this will also be released in US stores. You know what? Is there a barcode? Yes, there is a barcode on the box of this thing. So I have a feeling that this may be released in like places like Target, GameStop, and any other places that you can buy little collectibles like this. Right now, as of this recording, they're kind of on back order. I'll have links in the description to where I got mine, as well as places that you can re-get it. I saw that Big Bad Toy Store was taking more pre-orders. I saw they like stopped taking pre-orders, and then they got pre-orders again. So I'll have links in the description. If you can pay $50 or less, go for it. But here right now on eBay, at least last time I checked, they were going between anywhere from $80 to $120. Don't pay for that. Don't do that. Unless you have that kind of money just laying around and you are too eager to solve the Millennium Puzzle. Yeah, I wouldn't recommend doing that. If you're struggling to come up with that kind of money, just wait, okay? Like, I know you're excited for Yu-Gi-Oh! I know you're excited for this Millennium Puzzle. Believe me. I know, but don't pay $100 for this. It's cool, but not $100 cool. But some of you might be wondering, does it turn you into the Pharaoh? You know what? I'm not even gonna answer this one. I'm gonna let Yugi take over for this one.
The Pharaoh, he has not returned.
He's gone, Kaiba. Gone forever.
Yeah, I'm sorry to disappoint you, but no, the Pharaoh ain't coming back.
You lie.
However, part of it is probably because I don't have that crazy spiky hair. I'm kind of bald under this hat, but I don't like to show it off all that much, so we're gonna keep the hat on. And only Pokemon trainers wear hats. I don't think duelists wear hats. Maybe Yusei might wear a helmet, but he has a tattoo, not a puzzle. And he also went to jail. Can you really call him a hero? But anyway, this thing's magnificent. Definitely get one if you can afford it. And that's it for this video. So if you knew and you like what you saw, you know what to do. In the description, there's going to be a lot of stuff, like where to order this thing, like other accessories that involve this thing, their Amazon affiliate links. Also, my social media is going to be in the description. I've done some Yu-Gi-Oh! Photo shoots, so you might like those. They're on my Instagram. And anyway, thank you so much for watching this, and let me know in the comments, are you picking this up? How excited are you to grab one of these things? How long have you waited for a Millennium Puzzle to come to life? And you know what, if you made it to the end of the video, let me know by telling me one of your favorite Yu-Gi-Oh cards. Mine, I run a Blue Eyes White Dragon deck, but I feel like when it comes to one card in particular that I love more than anything, I believe it's going to be the Mystical Elf, because it was one of my first Yu-Gi-Oh cards, and I just loved that art so much. Like, I had that since childhood, and I'm happy to still have it. But thank you guys again so much for watching. I love you guys, and I'll see you on the next one. So peace.